Harry Brook is a talented all-format English batsman that has already made an impact on the international stage. Blessed with fast hands and a fantastic eye, and touted to be in the next-gen Fab Four, here we'll be analysing his batting style and technique. Against the fast bowlers, Brook typically sets up with a slightly open stance around the line of leg stump. He also stands upright with a little bit of bend in the knees. As the bowler enters their jump and gather, he moves his back foot back and across onto the line of middle. His feet position are now in a more traditional open stance rather than slightly open. He then presses the front foot slightly back on the line of leg, with his head position and bat in line with his back foot. The top half of his body leans forward. From this position, he simply reacts to the ball bowled, transferring his weight forward or back depending on the line and length. On this occasion, he moves onto the front foot and stylishly drives the ball through the offside. Here is another example of Harry Brook's batting stance and trigger. We see him standing upright with a slightly open stance with the bend of the knees. As the bowler is in their jump and gather, he moves his back foot back and across. He then moves the front foot slightly back. We then see the more prominent open stance. The bat and head position are aligned with the back foot, and from this position he plays the ball off the back foot. Brook is a classy timer of the ball through the offside. Rather than rely on a traditional stride out to the ball, he relies on the hand-eye coordination to manipulate the ball through the offside. In this first example, he moves back and across his stumps outside the line of off. From this position, he simply just times the ball with his hands through the offside. There is no discernible weight shift forward or back. Brook plays away from the body, but his excellent hand-eye coordination means he's able to time the ball. Although he's not playing the ball in the traditional sense under his eyes, we do see that he has a strong base with a good bend of the knees that allows him to get momentum into the shot. His head, body and bat are pointing in the direction he wants to hit the ball. Another point to note is how he uses his high hands and top hand to control the bat face as he times the ball. In this next example, Brook shows a different variation of the off drive. On this occasion, he backs away from his stumps to make room. The bowler bowls the ball wide, and this forces Brook to reach out for the ball. Because the ball is full, Brook uses the bend of the knees to get low and collapses the back leg. Brook uses his excellent hands to open the face to slice the ball as he brings the bat across from left to right. The importance of the shot are the bend of the knees to get low and his amazing work of the hands to manipulate the ball. In this third example, Brook again tries to back away from his stumps to make room. However, the ball on this occasion follows him, which cramps him for room. What this next shot highlights is how good Brook's hand-eye coordination is and how he plays with soft hands. As the ball pitches, he gets cramped for room to free his arms. He simply allows the ball to come to him and he softly opens the face of the bat and manipulates the ball onto the offside. This shows how Brook's grip is quite soft, which allows him to work the ball. We can also see how he uses the top hand again to manipulate the ball. Building on Brook's strength and versatility playing through the offside, his ability to play straight down the ground causes headaches to the opposition captain. With bowlers tactically trying to restrict his scoring areas away from the offside, Brook can switch up and target straight. In this first example, the left-arm bowler attempts to bowl the ball across Brook. Due to his natural ability to manipulate the ball with his hands, even from the power hit position, he smokes the ball down the ground. The key feature that is evident in this shot is how still his head position is throughout the shot. Before the ball is released, his head position is around middle and off. As the ball pitches, his head is on the line of off stump. At the point of contact, his head position still remains on off stump. As he completes the shot, the head position remains still around off stump. In this particular example, Brook uses the weight from the back leg to open up his hips to allow his hands and arms to come through. In the second example, he holds the opening stance deep in his batting crease. As the ball pitches and when he executes the shot, his back leg collapses to allow his hips to come through, which in turn allows his arms and hands to get a clean swing. Also, the collapse of the back leg allows him to get low on the ball and to generate momentum of the fuller length. As mentioned in the previous example, Brook's head position remains still throughout from start to finish with it staying on the line around off stump. In this third example, when hitting down the ground, Brook switches up his tactics by initially backing away outside leg stump. On this occasion, the bowler bangs it in short and angles it in to cramp Brook for room. Brook, while backing away, then opens up into the power hit position. Amazingly, he slaps the short ball down the ground with the balance mostly being on the front foot. Brook uses his high hands to get on top of the delivery and opens up the hips from the back leg to once again let his arms hit through the ball. Brook picks the bat up in line with his head position and toes, with the toe of the bat facing up. As he completes his trigger movement back and across, he keeps the bat in line with his head position. Before the ball is pitched, we can see that Brook leans forward and then the hands and arms stay low close to the body. The bat face points towards slip, but it's important to note that the position of the bat changed because he leans forward rather than the hands moving. As he comes through to play the shot, the bat comes through under his eyes. Brook does not have a huge bat swing and simply uses his natural high hands to come through the ball. As mentioned earlier, Brook has excellent hand-eye coordination. While he can smash the ball to all parts of the ground, he can also accumulate runs using his soft hands to work the ball into the gaps and using the pace of the bowler. Facing up to Lockie Ferguson in these next two examples, he's able to use the pace and bounce of the ball to come onto the bat and drop the ball for a single. He repeats the same dose, only this time he guides the ball over the third man region. This reiterates the point that Brook has fantastic hand-eye coordination, but is also dynamic in his thinking on how and where to work the ball. Brook is an aggressive player of spin, taking inspiration from AB de Villiers. He has quick feet that can force the bowler to bowl the lengths he wants. As we can see, he stays back in the crease and plays the ball softly to the offside. He then comes down the pitch and defensively pushes the ball. What this does is, it allows him to preempt the next delivery to launch the ball. In the next example, after coming down the pitch to push the ball, the bowler then drops short, expecting Brook to come down the pitch. However, Brook picks the length and pulls the ball for 6. This is excellent tactical and proactive batting against spin. By showing the bowler he can use his feet to come down the pitch, it makes the spinner think about where to bowl next, creating pressure and the opportunity for boundaries. When using his feet to the spinners, Brook typically sets up with an open stance before the ball is bowled. As the bowler enters their delivery stride, Brook will have a small crouch and bend at the knees. As the ball is released, he has a small press forward down the pitch and across his stumps. From here, the back foot skips forward in line with the front foot down the pitch. In one motion, the front foot opens up as he sets his base to then launch the ball down the ground. On this occasion, the ball is outside off stump and Brook moves the back foot slightly in line with the front foot to allow his front foot to move to the line of leg after the press down the pitch. This is an important point to highlight as it shows that Brook moves the back foot wide or wider depending on the line of the ball bowled. In this next example, we see he presses his foot down the pitch and across the stumps. As he sees the line of the ball, his back foot skips down the line outside leg. What this allows Brook to do is to clear his front foot further outside leg before smashing the ball down the ground. We see how the back foot is the key to his positioning to allow the front foot to clear before the hands come through.